Welcome to RidgeLife. I'm Tim, and it is spring here in West Tennessee. The bees are flying, the flowers are blooming, and it is swarm season. So we're going to try to see if we can make some swarm traps today. On the bottom of these frames, beautiful yellow pollen. Look at that being dragged by that one right there. Now, a lot of you have seen the standard swarm trap. It is a tall box. It has a specific amount of volume. It's taller than a Pro Nuke. But not as wide as a standard 8 or 10 frame hive. We don't have any of those. We haven't built any standard swarm traps. But what we're going to do today is we're going to use a Pro Nuke, a couple Pro Nukes actually, as a trap. We're going to set them up differently than last year. We've learned a lot about swarm trapping, and we're going to set them up a lot better this year. We're also going to use a standard throwaway cooler. Yeah, you've seen these before. They come when you buy something and it comes cold in the mail. We're going to try one of these. And we're also going to set up an 8 frame hive, single deep. We're going to set it up pretty much empty as a swarm trap. So 3 different types. We're going to put out 4 swarm traps. Come along for the ride. For our styrofoam cooler swarm trap, you can see the volume in there is just about right for a standard swarm trap. It's not as tall, but it's a little bit wider. We're not going to have any frames for it because there's no frames I have that will fit this style cooler. It's just going to be an empty void. Now, what we're going to use to get them to be attracted to this empty void is our Swarm Commander. We've got vials of Swarm Commander. We're going to use 1 vial. You can use a Q-tip. I'm going to cut a hole in the container here, and I'm going to put a little bit of the Swarm Commander around the hole, and then I have the Q-tip. I'll leave the Q-tip in there, and of course we'll leave the little vial as well. So that should allow them to be really attracted to this empty volume and the Swarm Commander. The Swarm Commander is a mixture of lemongrass oil and some other proprietary liquids to really attract a swarm of bees. When they're ready to find a new place to live, Swarm Commander does the trick. Again, for an attractant, we're using our Swarm Commander. It's a premium swarm lure. Comes in these little vials. You see me apply them last year. Very simple to use. You pull the vial out, open the cap, stick your Q-tip in, put it around the entrance, along a frame. Some people put their Q-tip in a plastic bag, and that will limit the exposure over time. All of our swarm traps are fairly close to the ridge property, so I'll have the ability to go back and reinvigorate them as needed. So very, very simple to use. Your Swarm Commander, you can get, I got mine off Amazon. Really not much to do to make a swarm trap out of styrofoam. I'm just going to cut a small hole about 2/3 the way up. I know that's a pretty annoying sound to a lot of you, but we'll just cut a hole about 1.5 inches diameter all the way around. Poke that out, and that gives us just enough opening for the bees the scout bees to come here and say, man, that's where I want to make a home. I'm also going to put a couple holes in the bottom, and that's going to be drain holes just in case any water gets in there. I don't want moisture to build up in there, so I'm just going to put some drain holes in the bottom. And then I'm also going to put some on the back side. These are going to be for ventilation. You know, it can get pretty warm pretty quick. Again, I'm not making round holes. I'm just making slits, getting big enough for ventilation. Let these guys say, all right, this is a pretty secure location. We've got ventilation, we've got drainage, don't have moisture, we've got an entrance. Let's make this home. Last thing I want to do, the last trick, if you will, is get some old comb. I got some old comb here. Make sure there's no pollen or brood or honey in it. Just old comb, and then I'm going to rub it on the top of the lid of the styrofoam here. And I'm just making lines like the frames would be along the top. Make them along the top like that. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines along the top with this wax, this old comb, and it's got so much propolis and smell, you know, really going to help out. And then when I flip this over, all that can go on the bottom there. You can see I've got lines in there, starters, if you will, of old wax, propolis, and that old bee smell. The bees just love that. So when they're scouting around and they smell this, see this, this could be where they make their next home. Now for our Pro Nuke swarm traps and our 8 frame conventional hive swarm trap, all we're going to put in them is a old brood comb, just one that's just had so many bees over so many years. The smell will draw the bees so much. So we're just going to stick one maybe in the middle or off center, and then the rest of the swarm trap is going to be empty frames, empty void. They want that empty void in there. That's what they're looking for, empty space. When I set up our swarm traps last time, I put a bunch of old comb in there. Now you got to make sure you don't have any pollen or honey in there, or it is going to get nasty really quickly. So empty comb, old brood comb, just one, maybe two if you're going to use an 8 frame. But in the smaller swarm trap, lots of empty frames. This void is what they want, and that's what we're going to do. We've got our 8 frame hive body up there, just a single deep. We'll go ahead and move these foundationless frames, and I got 2 old brood combs. We'll get them set up in there. Lots of space for our bees, and then we'll get this ready with some swarm commander, ready for a swarm trap. We're going to set one full frame right in the center there. You can already see some bees coming over here. I'm going to set one off about a third of the way over. Then we're going to put some foundationless frames over here in the center there. Again, I want lots of room, lots and lots of room here. So when they come in, they're going to see a big void, and they can pull in on all this. And they may make some on the top, but give a little bit of space. But they're going to have lots of places to build their comb. So that's a pretty good setup right there. Now we can get our swarm commander set up. Here's our swarm commander. I've got one of the vials here. It's ready to open. Go ahead and open it up. I already see bees coming. So we open the swarm commander vial up. I'm gonna put my Q-tip down in the hole, soak some of it up. I'm just gonna put some along the top of the frame here. Top of the frame. Here we go. Top of the frame. Okay. Now I'm going to take some. I'm going to put some all the way on the entrance to our box here. Slide it up under there. Now I'm going to drop the Q-tip right down the center. And then we've got our vial, and I'm going to leave the vial, drip, 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 put it down there also. And now we are ready to close up this swarm trap. I have already got a ton of bees flying over to investigate this. The drawn comb, the propolis, this box had bees in it before, and the swarm commander are a perfect lure setup. So again, the best thing to do is to make exact swarm trap boxes. But if you don't have exact swarm trap boxes, these different methods of equipment you already have, very good options. So let's go ahead and get all this set up here. Again, we're setting it up just with a regular hive body. All right, we are set up. Everything looks good. Make sure I've got ventilation where it needs to be. I do. All right, so bees are starting to come. We'll let them adventure from all around, find this location, and maybe we'll catch a swarm. Let's go get the rest of them set up. We are at our second location here. This is a tree stand just off of the field next to the ridge apiary. And so we'll have 2 swarm traps around the ridge apiary, and we're going to do 2 more much farther away. So again, we got a big pine tree here. We've got sunshine. We'll use a strap to strap these down. We've got our swarm commander. Let's go ahead and get up here and show you how we're going to set these up. Should be very simple though. All right, we've got our drawn comb frame, 2 foundationless frames. I wish I had some more foundationless frames, but I don't. I would fill in both sides. But so if they may come in and they may start building on the top of the lid, but that'll be fine. If I catch bees, that'd be great. So let's go ahead and get our swarm commander vial. We'll open that up. Get a little on here, slide it on the top. Slide it on top. A little bit more, and I'm gonna put some down here on the entrance, inside the lid, all along the entrance there on the side of that frame. Again, inside the box. I'm gonna drop that down in there. Got that, drop that down in there. Let's get the lid on. Make sure I put it on the vented side. Vent, no vent, there we go. Vented is this way. So we got that. Now let's go ahead and get it strapped down. This doesn't have to be on too tight. We're just trying to keep the wind from blowing it away. So get that there. Pull that over. So the lid don't come off and the wind don't blow it away. There we go. That's about as tight as it needs to be. Again, I can tie this here. Again, I'll be checking this pretty frequently, so that, there we go. That should not go anywhere. We are good with this one. Let's move on to number 3. Number 3 is going to be here in a tree stand I shoot most of my deer out of here on the east side of our hunting field. You can see that in the background there. It's got wheat and oats planted in it right now. And get up here, we're going to do the styrofoam this time. Set this styrofoam up. And I've never done this method with a styrofoam, but really anxious to see if it gets one. I opened it up and man, you can smell that wax in there, that's for sure. Got the styrofoam one up here, man, really smells like wax and bees. Let's go ahead and get our strap off to the side. We've got our Swarm Commander. Now what we're gonna do with the Swarm Commander here, I don't have any frames to put it on. I'm gonna put it all along the inside edges of the styrofoam. All along the inside edges and all along the entrance. I wanna coat that entrance inside and outside with this Swarm Commander. Dip both ends in there. Again, leave that. Now they're going to build their comb here on the top. They're going to build their comb here on the top, which is fine. We can do a cutout of that. So let's get this here, and we'll start getting this strapped down. Should be pretty simple process, just like we did over there. Got this fully secure. Let's go ahead and move down to our 4th and final one. It's just going to be another Pro Nuke. We'll set it up on the other side of this field, and we should be done for the day with our swarm traps. We are at our beautiful food plot here. This is where we fall deer hunt, and right now it's got some wheat growing in it. The deer and all the animals love to come out here and forage. Well, we have an east-facing tree stand here. It's going to be perfect for a swarm trap. All these beautiful flowers behind us against the ridge line there. Bees are going to be coming and going across this field, and this is a perfect spot for a swarm trap. So we've got some in the woods, we've got some on fields, covering all our bases. So let's get up there, get our 4th one installed. This one's going to be just like the other Pro Nuke, so won't have to show you how we set the inside up, but very, very simple. Again, I'm just going to put our Swarm Commander across the frames. Man, it smells like bees in here. It's what's using something that's had bees in it before really, really helps. So we'll get this set up, a little bit of Swarm Commander on it, and we will be done. So simple. All done here. Let's get down and wrap this up for swarm trapping today. Give a little overview and let this one go. Maybe we'll go back to the apiary and see what the bees are doing. We are back in the Ridge apiary, and we are at Fedex Bees colony. Y'all remember Fedex Bees? Got them from that giant tree near the Memphis airport? Well, they are doing great. We combined them with Hive number 2, so this is Fedex Bees now. Doing great. Let's get inside and see if we can find the queens, see if there's lots of brood, see if they've moved up into the 2nd chamber, see what's going on. Now we still have some of the paper left from our paper combine. We'll get that out today, but lots of activity. That was a queen cut from before. That was on this frame that we put in there, so that wasn't real. But we do have some new comb being drawn up. Oh yeah, we got bees up here putting in pollen and nectar. That's great. Lots of activity. Come on up, coming on up. We'll get that paper out of there. You saw us from doing our paper combine. Here's some brand new, we call this burr comb. Comb we do not need. I'll pick that up here in just a little bit. Get that out of the way there. But this tells you they're bridging the gap. Bridging the gap. Oh, there's the queen, guys. Queen came up around the top frame. She was in the top box. There's the queen right there. Big old queen. Look at her. Isn't she beautiful? Big, beautiful queen. Doing great. So happy to see her. Right there, guys. Right there. She was in the top box. That's hard to believe. All right. There she goes. She's going to go along the bottom there. Pretty cool. Getting good at seeing the queen, aren't we? We definitely don't want to drop her out anywhere. But she's in the top box here. Make sure she goes back on up. There she is. Okay. Make sure she goes back on up. Check this frame out. Get this burr comb off of here. We got drones. Drones out here. Oh, lots of pollen. Look at this beautiful pollen in the bottom of these frames. Beautiful yellow pollen. Look at that being dragged by that one right there. Isn't that beautiful? She was right in there. I'll put it right across the top there. All right, look at all these bees, everybody. Let's get the rest of this tissue paper off of here. I don't see too many small hive beetles. That's good. They'd eaten the rest of that tissue paper off. Again, we'll clean up. I'll get all this burr comb out of here. Gotta make sure I don't see the queen that she jumped down on me, do we? Okay, here we go. Nothing on this. Oh, got some pollen. Oh, I had a small hive beetle there. All right. So they've been moving up straight up through the middle. This is where we start getting into the bees. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that, everybody. Lots of pollen. We should start seeing the brood towards the center there. Queens just started coming up, laying in the top. So right in here is where we're going to start seeing the brood. This is where you're going to see brood. Oh, brood all over there. Brood all over here. Man, you can see the little larva growing in there. Look at there, guys. See the little larva growing inside here. That's the next stage. So she laid again. Here's brood coming, cap brood. So she's doing a really good job. Here we go. Oh yeah. Oh, this queen's doing a fantastic job. I don't see too many. Oh, we got a little bitty queen cup there. That's like a practice cup, getting ready for swarm season. Let's see if there's anything in it. Nothing in it. So that's a good sign. No reason for them to swarm right now, but oh, look at that brood. Beautiful. Don't see a lot of queen cells. Just had that one practice cell they put on there. She's been making brood all the way over. This is a lot of drone brood. Has it's big and bubbled up there. Again, no queen cells. Drone brood mixed there. All right. Let's check this last frame over here. She's been moving out over here doing brood. All right, I am very, very happy with Fedex Bees. Let's get them all situated. Let's get a box here with a queen on it. Make sure I don't squish the queen. Here we go. So queen's in here. Now we get our cover here. This has got our Swiffer sheets. Put that right there. Get our top on. And we are done. Well, that was a pretty eventful day here in the apiary. We got 4 swarm traps out. We did our inspection of Fedex Bees. We saw the queen moving to the top. Lots of brood down below. Honey and pollen stores. Makes for a good day. So until next time, I hope everyone has a blessed day. If you haven't already, please subscribe to RidgeLife. Hit the notification bell to be notified anytime a new video comes out. And as always, go RidgeLife.